All right. 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 What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I be. The good doc, Dr. Mike TV. Back again. Once again. The pleasure is all mine, ladies and gentlemen. The pleasure is all mine. Guys, welcome back to another interesting live stream with your co-host and host, the hostess with the mostest, the good Doc Dr. Mike TV. Official time check here, ladies and gentlemen, 8:32 in the PM Eastern Standard Time, 5:32 for everybody repping out West Coast, 7:32 Central, and of course 8:32 in the AM Philippine Standard Time. Wherever you guys are reporting in the world today, Marami, salamat sa lahat, and thank you guys for joining the good doc on what could potentially be instant classic. You see, today I've definitely been inspired because although the title speaks for itself, I can almost guarantee that the approach that I have for today's topic is going to be a little bit different. So the title pretty much tells you exactly what we're going to be discussing, ladies and gentlemen. Foreigners, can you still get a Filipina even if you live in your mother's basement? Now, this can take on a life of its own, but I've kind of been thinking about altering or alternative points of view in reference to tonight's topic. So, as many of you guys know, as I was saying, so yeah, it's going to be one of those nights tonight, I can already tell. But as you guys know, Filipino people in general, they are very, very tight knit, and their families are very, very tight knit. The community in which they live in, everybody pretty much knows each other. So, Filipinos in general, being very family oriented, you shouldn't be surprised to know that the Filipina or the Filipino man or woman can live in their house or in their dwellings with their families. We're talking about grandmothers, grandfathers, mothers and fathers, uncles and aunts, other cousins. You can understand that they can live in these households for many, many years, and they can all live under one roof. So I've even seen, and I know you guys aren't dumb to this, and I'm pretty sure you guys are hip to this, but I've even seen it where the son will get married and him and his wife will move into the house with the family. You see, so when we talk about it from the Philippine culture and the Filipino standpoint and the Filipino approach, yes, ladies and man is allowed to still live with his parents and he can still get a Filipina. But do the same rules apply to us as foreigners? Could we still get with Filipinas without establishing some sort of independency? As in, can we still get with women or still get with Filipinas in our elder years, in the current state that we are now? Could we still possibly get Filipinas in that regard, or are we looked down upon because foreigner doesn't have what he's supposed to have? You know, with what society tells us that we should do. Because society has pushed us out the door by the time we were 18, if you guys know that. We were told that by the time you're 18, you're an adult. Most families, friends are living on their own, or they've gone to college. After college, they get their own apartment. You know, it follows the trend of once you finish college, Gotta get a job, gotta do this, gotta do that. You have to what? Live on your own, establish independency. In the Philippines, it's the complete opposite. In the Philippines, it's the complete opposite. You can go to college, finish college, still live at home, work a job, still live at home, not get out on your own for many years. Sometimes I know people who still in their 40s and 50s that still live at home and they're still in the Philippines. So when I ask the question or when I make the statement, can a foreigner still get a Filipina even though they live in their mom's basement or still live at home with their parents? Is that true or not? Do you believe that a person can still get by relatively without, well, I mean, we're still living at home? Do you think that's something that us as foreigners will be able to get away with? Yes or no? I don't know if I'm coming through loud and clear on my end, yo. I really have no unearthly idea. I don't know if the internet's got me shaking. I don't know if I'm cracking or if you guys are able to hear me, but if you are, press 1 in the chat. Somebody give me some ones if I'm coming through loud and clear, because if I'm choppy, I'm going to have to end the stream. I can't call it because I don't know. That's why I have to ask you guys if I'm coming through clear or if I'm coming through a little bit messed up. Am I clear? I need ones in the chat, thumbs up in the chat. We're good? Because I'm seeing my shit over here in the corner, and I had a little brief buffering, and that's why I had to ask. But again, like I said, guys, can the foreigner still get away with living at home with their parents or still living at home in their mother's basement? The reason I asked that question is because in the Philippines, the guys get away with that shit 100. Like, they get away with it. They even marry Filipinas and move back into their family's house. The wife will move in with the son and that mom's family, and the mother and father, whoever's living in the house at the moment. And I understand the idea of wanting to move up. I understand the idea of, she's probably trying to get away from a family as opposed to moving in with another family. So y'all get married. She's moving out of their parents' house probably if she hasn't been on her own. But she's going to end up moving back in with your family now because you live at home. But the guys can get away with it, right? How is that fair? Is that not fair? Do we not live by the same code? Do we not live by the same standards? I believe that our mindset as foreigners will definitely differ than that of the Filipino guy, but let's keep it real. They can get away with living at home, so how come we can't get away with living at home and still getting it in? It's the questions that I ask, man. The things that spark an intrigue conversation worth having. All right. So like I said, guys, I see 10 of us in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, locking in with me today. If you drop a like, I would highly appreciate it. Y'all know the rules, man. Y'all make sure y'all caress, molest, and distress yourself all over that like button. It wants it. It needs it. Most definitely has to have it. You guys want to support, please feel free to do so. But like I said, I'm happy and blessed you choose to come through. Spend a little bit of time with your boy today. Now you didn't. My man JD says, foreigner mothers will try to teach her and that will mess it all up. You see, I hate the 90 Day Fiancé show, but I love me some 90 Day Fiancé because you have these types of issues. You have a lot of guys who will meet women online, no different than a lot of people do on this channel or people who listen to the channel. They'll meet girls online and then they'll meet them and then they'll bring them back to the United States or bring them back to their own home countries, and they're moving back in with their family. And of course, mother is going to try her best to domesticate the young lady. I feel that if you're at home and you're just living with your dad, though, he's going to probably try to hit it on the low, man. I just can't see it any other way. I know that sounds horrible, but it is what it is. But the way that I see it is mom's going to try to domesticate, and there is a potential chance that that can mess it all up. Very, very high potential chance that that can mess up everything. But then again, that brings up the conversation about guys. Oh, we shouldn't be bringing them back to the United States anyways. It's not a good look. It's not gonna work. We've had that conversation too. But he said no one wants their mother-in-law hovering over them. Yeah, that does become a very, very uncomfortable situation. But then again, ladies and gentlemen, we can't sit there and say with definitiveness that a Filipina will not accept a guy because he lives at home with his mother. On quite a few occasions, that has been proven to be false. Now, the opportunity to get out of one house and move into another. Ugh. Now, we can sit there and call them all types of simps and these guys don't know shit and they're just simps, man. But I have to be remiss, or I would be remiss if I didn't at least talk about some of the benefits of still living at home, though. There's a lot of money that can be saved if you stay at home or you stay in quarters with somebody else. There's a lot of money that can be saved as a result. And sometimes maybe y'all want to pay rent. I mean, some people cheap like that. I don't know. But there is a lot of benefit. But I do have to admit that if I was going to bring my young lady here in any capacity, if I was still living with my people, I don't know how comfortable I would be bringing that type of energy into a household. It does seem weird. But that's because when we lived together before, we were on our own. So it's not as if we are not familiar with what it's like to be with each other. But that was when we were living overseas in the Philippines. It was just me and her in the house, chilling. But trying to, for example, if I came all the way back home, living where I am right now, and my people were with me, it just seemed like there would be too many bodies around. And you know how you are when you with your girl. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to feel like you have to be, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't want to feel as if you have to be like, not on edge, but you have to like walk around with your clothes on if you want to be naked. That type of feeling, but I'm not saying that literally. But you want to be able to, what women say, they be like, let your hair down. You want to be able to be yourself in your own home, but you kind of feel like you got to put a muzzle on a lot of things if you're living in a house with somebody else. So that definitely is a super serious downfall. But there are a lot of guys who still live at home who are trying to talk to Filipinas right now. You see, that's a conversation that needs to be had. Do you believe that you are in a financially comfortable situation or a comfortable enough financial situation for you to even be trying to entertain women abroad when you know that you still live at home? You know, that's always a conversation that foreigners won't have with themselves. It's kind of like jumping from this to this, or, oh, I heard that Filipinas are this, or they don't care about that. So, hey, man, I'm good to go. Let me go ahead and slide up in here. Let me go ahead and talk to these Filipinas. It don't matter that I still live at home because they seem to accept any type of guy. Wow. That is a conversation that I would love to have. Are Filipinas so desperate that they will accept any type of guy? But on the opposite end of that, are foreigners so desperate that they will accept just any type of Filipina? There are always topics of conversation that spawn from these particular topics of conversation. Now, I believe that a man has the right, and I believe that he should. If he does live at home with his people and he's just trying to talk to a Filipina, I believe that man has the right to omit that information. Filipinos don't need to know all that. Now, if the conversation becomes a little bit more on the serious end and things start to really heat up and there is a thought in your mind or a tingling feeling down in that sensation that says, you know what, I think I want to bring her back home. Now the topic of conversation needs to be had if you still live at home with your mom. I do believe that there are caveats, or I do believe that there are situations that are understandable when it comes to living at home with your mom. If your mother is ailing or of age or in the, she's in her latter years of her life, and it's just you and her at home, and you're kind of doing it just to take care of your moms and all that shit. I get it. You know what I mean? That's different. Because now you're in a situation where it's probably best that you do stay close because there may be issues, medical or something like that. And I believe that a Filipino will understand that. If it's just going to be you three and you're just helping, or she helps to take care of, the mom and shit when you are out and about trying to do your job or whatever it is you're trying to do to bring home the bacon, all things depending, I don't see them having a problem with that because, again, it ties into this family orientation. If the mom likes her, Filipina likes mom, and y'all can make that work, I see no problem with it. But I do believe that is a conversation that needs to be had. And a lot of people will not have that conversation because it's not important. Nobody cares. You don't think that it's important until you start talking about it. But it is very interesting to take a Filipina or pluck a Filipina from the Philippines, where she's probably still living at home and doing all of this stuff inside the household, just to bring her all the way to a foreign country or another country and put her ass right back in the same situation, though. But is it possible for a foreigner to still get with a Filipina even though they live in mom's basement? I believe that to be an accurate statement. But there's a lot of caveats that come with it. And to be real, there are a lot of people who are willing to accept that situation, and there are a lot of people who are not willing to accept said situation. I ask questions, I say no lies. I'm just here to have the conversation, and I'm definitely interested to hear what you guys got to say. He said, we like our Filipino to just have just how they are. When they start eating rice with a spoon and not with their hands, it's all over. It's a game changer. That's funny. It's definitely a game changer when they're domesticated, or not the right word to use, because you want your woman to, be able to handle herself around the house. But, when she starts to become that proper United States citizen and she believes that she has to change as a result, yeah, that's definitely a super, super, super turn off for a lot of foreigners. But then again, you got to understand the environment in which you're trying to thrust her into. Yes, do I believe that it might be a little bit difficult for you to try to transition a Filipina into a household? Only if the mom is not in a position to take care of herself would I find that to be a justifiable reason, or, you're dealing with people who are of age. But then again, you have to know if your Filipina is willing to accept that. You got to know within yourself if you're willing to accept that. That's a hard thing to do. It's different when it's just you and your people. When it's you, your people, and your girl now, that kind of creates a very strange situation, or it could. I don't know about y'all, but I would feel weird trying to have sex with my girl in my mama house. There's just weird things that I think about. Like, bro, if I stayed at home and me and my youngest lady stayed there, like, you would have to like try to find times to get it in. No, it's just weird. I don't know about y'all, but that shit would just be weird. That's why if it ever went down, I gotta have my own spot. And I think that's probably how the majority of people think. And that's how a lot of people should think. If you're gonna have you a girl, you might as well make sure that you are able to secure a place for you guys before you try to bring her here. That's definitely at the top of the list. If you ain't got one now, you better start looking. If you ain't got one now, you better start looking. Because I tell you no lies, man. That's going to be a difficult field, because when you don't know how to manage and or budget your money from the perspective of, oh, I got to have this money set aside so that me and my girl have a place to stay. Yeah, we could stay with our mom. You're going to end up like a lot of these guys on the 90 Day Fiance show, living on mom and dad's ranch, and they don't want you to move out and shit. So they trying to keep you close. Baby girl trying to put you in a position where y'all can make it happen together and it just be you and her. That could create some issues. That could create some tension. Some tension that I believe that us as foreigners, we try to avoid at all costs. If we don't, it could lead to some detriment. But again, I raised the question, man. I bring it to the audience. I want to know how you guys feel about it. Do you believe, in your own personal opinions, that foreigners can still get a Filipina even though they live in their mom's basement? We got 12 in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate all 12 of y'all coming through, showing love to the good doc. Y'all know the rules. Y'all make sure you get the likes up. Make sure you caress, molest, and de-stress yourself all over that like button. It wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support, please feel free to do so. But of course, I am happy and blessed you choose to come through. Spend a little bit of time with your boy today. Now you're then. Follow-up question. would you be comfortable with your girl out and about working or getting a job in the United States? Like, how many of you are okay, I want my girl to work, and how many of you are the type to say I want my girl to stay home? Do you want her to be domesticated and just take care of the house? Or do you want that additional second income coming into the household? I want to see where you guys stand on that one, because that's also a conversation that needs to be had in reference to bringing a Filipina back to the United States to live at home with you. Is she going to live at home to just take care of the home, but mom's already there? She going to get out there and get her a job? How do you feel? The floor is yours, ladies and gentlemen. The floor is yours. Because I know for a fact I'm gonna go ahead and let mine get the work. She gonna have to put in some work. Sing that Rihanna song when she out there getting it in, bro. And I like the idea of us at least having jobs, or at least being able to keep busy. I told you, man, an idle Filipino mind is a dangerous thing. And I can't tell you how dangerous it is. If you know, then you know. But let me put it to you like this. I don't know about y'all, but I've had Filipinas who have not worked, and all they do is care about what you're doing. What you're out there doing. Oh, he's talking to so-and-so. Oh, I saw that girl that you work with. You got to go through that shit. That fucking headache. So if she's busy doing her own damn thing and working her own damn job, I promise you it'll be a little bit easier for you. But a lot of guys don't mind having them at the house. Mine got to work. What's going on, John? He says work either in the Philippines or in the U.S., but could be a home business. Even if it is a home business, she just has to keep busy. That's my main focus. In my own personal opinion, you do not want your Filipina not doing nothing. If all she doing is just wondering what you're doing, I promise you this, it ain't gonna end well, guys. It is not gonna end well. They have nothing else better to do but worry about what you're doing. Hell, I put it to you like this. Think about how she would act if she lets you go out by yourself in the Philippines. Amplify that times 10, because now you're back in the United States dealing with your people, whatever it may be, and you're in your culture and you know people, and you're always out and about, you're working and doing all this extra stuff. And if she has nothing to do but sit down and watch TV or play on her phone or stalk you and whatever you're doing in your life or text you every 5 seconds, first of all, that's going to get annoying as hell. Top that with the fact that she ain't got nothing else better to do, she's going to annoy the hell out of you. You're going to be begging yourself to send her back. I can believe that to be true. My man Benjamin says, I think it would be best if she works so that she can feel success. I like that idea. It sounds good if she is working so that she can have her own little taste of success or her own little taste of money. I love the idea of my girl earning her own, because now she knows what it's like to put. Now, I'm not talking specifically about mine, but in general, like the conversation. You would want your girl to work so that she knows what it's like to earn a salary, earn a living, and pay for her own shit. I think that's always important, or at least be able to share some value in the dollar, at least be able to understand how hard it is to earn a dollar, understand how taxes work, understand how your salary, if it says you're supposed to earn 5,000 pesos, how that might be in the United States from the United States version. That ain't gonna be 5,000. That might end up being like 3,900, and understanding taxes and stuff like that. So they know how to at least value the dollar within themselves. You do have some that don't understand the value of a dollar because you, the foreigner, are always giving it to them. We don't talk about it a lot, but foreigners are always just handing over the money. Oh, show me some titties. Show me some ass. Give me some ass. Okay, here's some money. Right? And I'm just using this as an example. Relax. But there are times and there are moments where foreigners, like I said, just giving the money and just handing over everything to them without giving them an opportunity to experience what it's like to work for their own dollar. Because if they know what it's like to work for their own dollar, they'll respect it a whole lot more. Trust me. Earn a dollar in the United States, send that shit back to your Filipina in the Philippines. Oh, she gonna ball out of control. What's $100? He makes like 4,000 a month, or whatever you're making. I'm just using it as a hypothetical. Oh, what's $100 to him? He's making so much money, not knowing there's bills to pay, not knowing that they take out taxes, not knowing that you're paying rent unless you're living in mommy's basement, not knowing that you have even if you are living in the basement, you might be handling some household utilities or whatever it may be. There's a lot of people that don't understand the concept of the dollar. They understand the concept of the peso and how the dollar is better than the peso. So because the dollar is better than the peso, when you're earning it, it's easy for you to make that money. Until they're able to physically understand that for themselves, it could be a very, very difficult transition for them. I believe it's the wake-up call that most of them need. But the problem is there's a lot of guys who refuse to let them work. Maybe they're afraid they're going to find them a work husband or somebody to talk to on their job and all of this stuff. And people are going to be filling their heads with nonsense and all of that stuff. And I get it. Anything can happen. But I do believe that you have to put a positive head on your girl's shoulders, and you have to reiterate the main points that your relationship and the foundation of your relationship was built upon, to let her know that, yo, you can't be falling for that bullshit, because this is the way that shit happens. If that makes sense. It's the way shit happens. People start talking, right? All that extra energy, all that yap, yappity, yappity. Oh, he's cheating on you. Girl, you don't have to listen to him. Yeah, that westernized mentality that we try to keep them from. It's going to happen. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but there's a potential. But all this yappity, yap. Oh, you don't need to listen to him. You're the woman. The woman here got a lot of rights. Feminism. Me too. Hashtag. Whatever it may be. That would try to turn the girl against you, because maybe that girl either wants you or she's mad that you got a girl and she's not the color that she wanted her to be. Holler if you hear me. But yeah, just thoughts, man. Just thoughts. He says, "Are you kidding me? In those Nipa huts, it goes down. Obviously, they be meet me in the hut. It's going down. I know. Great topic. Idle hands are the devil's work. If she stays home, she'll be more likely to fill all that time with negative things. Yes, she gonna be worried so much about, what is he doing? Who is he talking to? Why hasn't he texted me in 5 seconds? Hell, man, we deal with that shit on a regular basis. Imagine if she has nothing to do. At least in the Philippines, there's probably a friend or somebody she could talk to occupy her damn time. But if she's literally only worried about what you're doing, because she's sitting at home all the time, unless she help her to take care of mama, Ina, chances are you're going to find yourself in a headache situation. Why you ain't text me back? Who was that girl you were talking to? Oh, somebody did this. Oh, somebody did that. Oh, this. Bruh, I've been there, I've done that. That's why I'm trying to tell you, this is what you need to do to make sure your shit is in check. If you bring them home, they can't just be living in mom's basement, man, with absolutely nothing to do. That's all I'm saying, bro. He said, do you think we as men have a specific responsibility in a relationship, a role to fill, protector, breadwinner? Philly boy, you always ask me some of the greatest questions, my guy. Shout out to my mans here. Yo, 14 in the building, guys. Make sure you get the likes up. Make sure you caress, molest, and de-stress stuff. Love that like button. It won't, and it needs, most definitely has to have it. You want to support, you already know what to do. Question, answer. I think that's a responsibility that we put on ourselves, and I believe that's the responsibility that society has put on us, bro. That's the responsibility that society has put on us. But let's take it up a step. Let's take that up a notch, right? Because I know where you're going with this one. I feel your vibe, man. I believe that us as men take on that role, because that's the role that society has told us we are supposed to do. Men are supposed to be the breadwinner. Men are supposed to do this. Men are supposed to do that. But then again, if we look at the society we grew up in, assuming you grew up in the United States like your boy did, you got the Pookies and the Ray Rays and all of these bum-ass dudes that get women that take care of them. So the weird psychology of women, I will always understand and never understand. because they'll tell us they don't want no broke ass dude, and Filipinas may feel the same way too. So y'all can tie it all in together, but they'll talk about how they don't want no broke ass dude, or they don't want no dude with no money, no scrubs, and all of that shit. But yet and still, you'll date a dude who's fresh out of prison who can't get a job to save his life, but you'll take care of him, thinking you can fix that dude instead of being with a guy who doesn't need you to fix him. So do you want me to take care of you because I'm already in a position to do so? Or do you want to take care of somebody else because you feel like you can transform this thug dude or this bum ass dude into something special? That mindset right there, it'll always blow my mind. Because on one half, you got the ones, yo, man, I want my man to take care of me. I want my man to do this for me. You'll see them say it, but yet and still, they'll want to take care of some dude that they think they can fix. So what ends up happening, follow me on this journey, ladies and gentlemen, is they're going to take the money that you make and take care of them. And then what are they going to do? Oh, we're going to give it to this broke ass dude that I feel that I can help. You go give the money to the broke ass dude. So now you start to create that love triangle, man. Shout out to The Rock. That's what I feel. I feel like there's this push and pull to where a Filipino or a woman in general, oh, I want to be taken care of. I want to be treated this way. I want my man to do that. But yet and still, this dude's the lame or whatever. This dude is the breadwinner. Society told us that. But yet and still, women will take care of a bum ass dude. I will never fucking understand the psychology of women, but I understand the psychology of women. That's the scary part. I understand, but I don't want to understand because it makes no sense at all. My man SML said, Derek Floyd said that the Filipinos are already in his wife's ear to finesse him. You know it. You know it, and that's a sad shame. Shout out to my boy Derek Floyd, man. That's my guy right there. Much love to my brother, man. We've had conversations on Facebook Messenger before. It's been a while though. I hope my brother's doing well. But that's a problem that you're gonna have to deal with. And if your woman doesn't have a solid head on her shoulders, if your woman ain't willing to say, you think that I'm crazy enough to cheat on Dr. Mike? Oh, I see. I've told you guys this before. I've told you this before. Let me say it again. I feel very confident and comfortable in my relationship. I've told my girl time and time again, boo, if you don't want to be here, you can go. I will not hold you here. You do not have to be here. I love you. I want you here. But if you don't want to be here, you can go anytime that you feel. I put that shit in her head. Now what is she thinking? Oh, my man don't need me. He don't need me for shit, this, that, and the other. It makes them more inclined to act right when they know that they can be replaced at the drop of a dime. Get them to the United States. Now, if you haven't trained your girl to have this thought in her head, you probably might want to do this before. Now, some people may say this seems a bit controlling. I just say you just got to get it in their mind that if they try to fuck up on you, something could happen. And I'm not talking about anything bad. I'm not talking about physical violence, none of that stuff. But they ass can get deleted very, very quickly. The way I put it is like this. My girl knows for a fact, because my girl knows more about my society than I do. She's very into Western culture. She watches shows that I don't watch, and that's okay for me because I want her to know what to expect should she come to my shores. That way she can pick up on the bullshit when the bullshit happens. But my girl knows, ain't no way in hell I'm getting away with that with my man. Right? She knows that. So you can talk all this finesse shit if you want to, but she knows that I know the game, and she knows that I know before she knows what she's going to do, what she's going to do. My young lady has a tendency not to hide her emotions very well. She will expose herself before any finesse could ever happen. That's what I told her. I said, baby, I read you like a book. I said, we can't be together this many years and I not know what the fuck about to happen. So I let her know. And she knows in the back of her mind, I love my man to never do that to him because I know he takes care of me. And I know my man gonna be there. So if they want to talk that finesse shit, she'd be like, shit. I know my man and his family, and that shit just ain't gonna fly. She knows that that's not okay. But sometimes you have some young ladies that grew up in the finesse culture, and let's be honest, the stuff happens in the Philippines too, that grow up with people talking that shit in their ear. that has them to the point where you're scared because you don't know if she's going to try to get you or not. Hey, best way to do that, gentlemen, no such thing as joint bank accounts unless it's her money going into the joint bank account. Make sure hey, we're going to write some rules down real quick. We got to get these rules in. Hey, number one, the only joint bank account you have is the joint bank account with her money going into it. If you're going to bring them to the States, I mean, you got to make sure we know this is real talk. Her money got to be the one that goes into it. All right, not yours. Your shit is where it's supposed to be. I might open up a Navy Federal account. Shout out to Navy Federal. I don't use Navy Federal. I'm a USAA guy. But I'll open up a Navy Federal account. Bam. Her money, our money, whatever money she makes, goes in that account. Because you have to be able to establish some type of records or some shit. And she probably wouldn't be able to open up a bank account by herself anyways. She would have to have me on as a joint bank account holder because I'm a citizen or whatever. So that's cool. All her money, our account. I might throw a couple of dollars in there just to sprinkle the pot a little bit, just to put a little bit in there, put my contribution. But my money is always going to be my money. Her money going to be hers. No, her money's going to be ours. Sorry. And that's just game. Now, I'm not trying to finesse my girl, but I do believe in taking the necessary precautions to make sure that the finesse, as far as any woman being able to get their hands on your money, which will likely be the only thing that we could constitute as a finesse in this particular moment. That's the only thing that you would call a finesse, or the only way that a woman will be able to finesse you is if she's able to get her hands on your green. If she don't know where you keep your money, how can she get it? I hate to say this, but I have to say this. I hate to say this, but I have to say this. I hate to say this, but I got to say this. You have to take advantage of Filipina naivety. Is that the right term? The naiveness, or is it naivety? Naiveness? You have to take advantage of the naive nature of Filipinos if you're bringing them to the United States. They don't know our system like we know our system. You understand? They don't know how the kids and the women and the women's rights and all of that shit. They're not really exposed to that. They may know, but they don't know it like that. They don't know the proper procedures to have the come up. So you have to take advantage of the naivety of the situation. Joint bank accounts, our money, my bank account. First things first. Second thing, you can never be afraid to let your girl go out there and get a job, though. Don't do that. Don't be no bitch now. Relax. You got to let her do her thing. You got to let her spread her wings and fly, baby, fly. All right? Because she got to bring the money back home to daddy. And if you don't have her thinking about bringing that check home to you, something is wrong. There is something very wrong with that situation if baby girl is not thinking about bringing that check home to daddy. You ain't got to call me daddy. That seems a bit fucked up. Pause. But there's a difference. There's a way that you have to handle the situation if you find yourself nervous in any capacity. I'm just talking shit. But there's always some gems. You know how when you poop and shit, there's always some nuggets in the diamonds and some shit. I don't know, man. Hey, Philly, what's going on, man? I appreciate it. I'm just providing what I think to be true, man. Some people may say I'm nonsense. I'm off the wall. Some people may say, I don't know nothing about what you talking about, Doc. I just got to speak my truth, man. He says you can still get a penile if you live in your mama's basement, but in my honest opinion, you shouldn't be messing with girls if you are in a rut. Rather, try getting a life first. Yeah, I said, yeah, I mentioned that a little bit earlier, man. That's probably the last thing you should think about going on online dates, trying to get your shit, trying to get with some females when you're actually don't have your own shit together. Guys, we got 16 in the building. Appreciate you guys coming through, showing love to the good doc. Y'all know the rules, man. Make sure you guys caress, molest, and de-stress yourself all over that like button. Once it needs it, most definitely has to have it. Guys want to support, please feel free to do so. But of course, I'm happy and blessed you choose to come through. Spend a little bit of time with your boy today. Now and then, let's go ahead and get back to business as usual. Whoa. Talking about should foreigners get with Filipinos even though they live, or trying to talk to, or can they get Filipinos even if they live in mom's basement? More time and risk when they are bored at home than being pursued at work. Believe me, they'll get into trouble with idle more than with working. True. I would never want my girl to not work. I just can't see her spending all her time at home. She can find ways to occupy her time because my girl's very astute in that because we used to spend a lot of time home together anyways when we used to live together. But in the United States, I just think that you have to have a better view and a better viewpoint because she's gonna want to see shit. So you definitely have to make sure that she's working. I believe working works best for me. All right. Shit. My man SML says you sound like Patrice O'Neal said. He say he who cares less wins. I don't, man. I love my girl. Love her from the bottom of my damn testicles, man. That is my boo thing. I tell her every day of my life, girl, you mean a lot to me. I tell her that. I tell her she's very special. Like the shit I've done for her, I wouldn't do for no other bitch ever in my life. I told her straight up, if me and her don't work out, I'm never getting married. I said I don't put too much time in a relationship. I told her straight up, if me and her never work out, and I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't, but if we never did, I said I ain't never getting married. I said fuck that. I don't need to get married. I said I don't put too much and invested too much time into us for me to care about trying to get in with somebody else. Some bitch I just met 2 months ago or something like that. That's not how it works for Doc, okay? I got to know that your crazy ass is going to stay with me through my crazy times and all the above. Because y'all think I'm saying I'm not. I'm fucked up. I got issues. And I'm not afraid to admit it. That's what counseling is for. That's what my psychiatrist is for. They tell me all the things that I can work with. But ideally, guys, like I said, man, I can't be afraid to lose my girl. She has to know that she can be replaced. Does that sound fair? Yes. She has to know that anywhere in the world that I touch down, there will be somebody that wants me. And if you want to cut the fuck up, you can go with whoever wants to try to bag you if you think that's where you need to be at. But please believe, and I need you to note this, that if you try to pull some shit, love, your ass will be on the first plane back to the Philippines smoking. Tell her straight up, man. I got 90 days to marry you. You show your ass in the first 90 days. Oh, that return ticket gonna come in handy. If you think about trying to be on your best behavior for 3 months and not think that there's a contingency should your ass choose to fuck it up in the end, do you not think that I've thought all of this through, man? That's just the mindset that I have. And again, that's only for the people who feel like finessing is something that could potentially happen. I'm not really worried about it, but again, like I said, man, you got to have contingencies, love. That's all. He says, so why even get in a relationship? They will learn everything from other Filipina ladies. Don't kid yourself. I mean, pretty much most Filipinas that come to the United States attach themselves to women that represent their community. And yeah, there's always a potential chance, but you see, she can learn all she wants to from other Filipinas. A Filipina can talk to my girl until she blue in the face. But the problem is, all that shit to me is just words, man. All that shit is words. Yeah, you can tell me everything you learned today. Because my girl has a tendency to run tell that. She'd be like, you know what they told me today? My girl's that type of person. You know what them girls try to tell me today about you? Because she doesn't care. She's not pressed by that. She don't give a shit. And that's what I love about her. She could care less what other Filipinas got to say. As a matter of fact, she can barely stand them bitches anyways. So I got the right one. I got the right one. Because she could give a fuck about what other Filipinas got to say. Trust me. Trust me. Even if it's one of these hoe bag ratchet hoes from our part of the world, the Western world, she don't give a shit. Because I've constantly reiterated and I've told her time and time again, don't let these hoes get in your head, love. Don't let these hoes get in your head. I promise you, I fuck with you. I love you, boo. Don't take it. I mean, it don't have to be anything other than that. And if she don't believe me, I can't do anything about it. You know, I can only reiterate to her what our relationship is like. I said, you can't be sitting there listening to bitter bitches because they shit didn't work out or they don't like that you're happy. And I'll tell her straight up. I said, babe, you do realize that she's single, right? You do realize she ain't got no man, right? Do you understand why she ain't got no man? She ain't got a man because she's probably doing the same shit she's telling you to do so that you can be single with her. I said, if you want to be single, that goes back to every single thing that I told y'all in the beginning. If my boo thing want to call it quits and she want to go somewhere else, ladies and gentlemen, I at least not go. We are going now. Me, myself, and I, we gonna check out over here, boo. If you want to go do your thing, knock yourself the fuck out. You want to know why? Because Doc is never pressed. I know what I have. I know my value. I know that I could offer a bitch a lot of shit. And my girl knows that too much. I don't think she's willing to get that shit up just yet. I'm going to tell you the truth. I think my girl knows by now what I can provide in reference to value. And she ain't willing to give that shit up to no bitch. That is where the mindset comes from. That is where the mindset comes from. As long as you've proven in the past to your young lady that you have more value than any of these other motherfuckers could give her, and I mean, you know, it depends on how you've created value in her mind in reference to yourself, why would she go anywhere? Why would she go anywhere? That's all I'm gonna say, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. My man Trump, what's up, man? He said they don't know our system, but they're damn smart. True, and they will catch on. Good. You better have a strong relationship. True. If you bring her to America, if not, you'll be doomed from dumped. True that. That I will never disagree with. Larnie, how you doing? Appreciate you. Love you. Appreciate you guys coming in, man. 17 in the building, man. Drop a like for Doc. I would appreciate that. Even if you don't like me, there's a dislike button that's in the corner somewhere. Knock yourself the fuck out. I still love you. I'm just glad that you guys have an opinion. That's what we're talking about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 20 in the building. Likes up, caress, molest, distress that like button. Wants it, needs it, most definitely has to have it. You want to support? Please feel free to do so. But of course, Doc is happy and blessed you choose to come through. Spend a little bit of time with him today. Now you're on. Then don't play games with your boy tonight, because I am definitely on one of them shits. My man says, yes, they can. So you were in reference to the question, foreigners can still get a woman even if they live in mom's basement. Most of these foreigners be lying, telling these women they're millionaires and they own their own companies. I've heard that, man. I think that's weird. The one time you don't have to lie, you lie. They already think you're rich, love. They already think you're rich. Cherry, how you doing? There are very, very tough times in the Philippines, love. I understand that. I do know somebody that's in the trenches right now, and I pray for my Filipino brethren out there. I hope they do get it together very, very soon. I truly do. My man Fuchsius, looking like Lucius. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, showing love to Doc, man. Y'all know what it is. Like I said, guys, drop that like. Doc would appreciate that. Man, do not get me on Shibu Inu, man. I was about to shout out to all of my diamond hands, man. Good God Almighty, man. We definitely turned up since the last time we did a live. So, yeah. I remember it was questionable a couple of days ago, but it looks like things are trending in the right direction. Let's hope that this continues on the right path. I do believe that if you want to take profit, it's in your best interest, but if you want to ride it out, ride it out. Shout out to all of my diamond hands on the Shiba Inu, man. On the Shiba Inu wave. My man said, Princess gonna have me begging like Keith Sweat. Make it last forever. Girl, you know. My man says, get off YouTube, go to the bank and buy all the Shibu Inu you can. Hey, man, I got it on my phone, bro. I could do it on Weeble, whatever you call it. I'm actually watching my live shows because sometimes the chat is delayed here. But yeah, I'm good, my guy. I am so good. Feeling so blessed. Believe that shit. I'm not sure I want to load up right now because my turning point or how much money I've been putting in there, man, that shit at least tripled in value. So we're good. My message, just stay in the Philippines. Don't even bring her to the US. It's not a bad concept. I know a lot of guys who believe the same, man. You're good. You're good. Dr. Mike, how much would your budget be to live in the Philippines? I tell people all the time, people think I'm crazy. My numbers, if I could consistently get anywhere between 2,500, 2,000 at the least, up to 5K a month, I would be more than sufficient. But my minimum, if I can clear 2 bands, 2,000 USD a month, I think I could check out comfortably. 2,500, I'm golden. But uncomfortably, if I can clear 2,000 a month, but I have a side stash of some money saved up just in case things happen, I could kill it in the Philippines, man. That would be my number. That would be the numbers that work for me. So about 2K. But yeah, man, I understand. Excuse me. I understand the concept of guys not wanting to bring their women to the United States. Good God. It's the drink, man. I'm sorry. It's cool. I got that. I got that concept. But for me, like I said, 2 incomes will always be better than 1. And again, I've told my girl time and time again, man, I love you to death, boo. And she know it. But she ain't got to be here if she don't want to. She do not have to be on this ride if she don't want to. It's okay. I mean, you literally have to be married for like 10 years, I believe, in order for her to have any, how can I say this, any claim to your money. Now, if you have a kid, that fucks some shit up. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That can mess some things up. But if y'all just married, I think y'all need to chill on the kids part. Don't rush into kids and babies unless you know it's 100% fact. And right now, my young lady ain't even talking about the babies. I'm good with that one. My man says, don't be fooled. I got that Noriega mansion in the Philippines. Good times, my guy. Good times. I mean, we all have our ways, though, myself included. And I'm not pressed, man. I will live a very, very humbling life. I believe that I can do that. You know, 100,000 pesos a month is a lot of money. I have very minimal expenses. I'm a minimalist, as many of you guys know about me. Keep my shit to myself. He said the U.S. is a horrible place for marriages. It's fucked up. You're right, bro. It's really bad. It's so bad. We get no rights. But the beautiful thing about it is, there's always ways around shit, and you just got to know the ways. It's hard. I know when you'll say, "Don't get married," red pill for life. You got that concept, but I still believe in the institution of marriage. I still believe that. I still believe in the fact that I want my girl to have my last name. It means a lot to her. More so, it means more to her than it probably does to me, of course. Because for me, at this point, marriage is nothing more than a formality. It's just a contract that we just got to sign to make it official. Because if you ask me, it's been official for some years. A lot of years. But marriage to me is nothing more than just a formality getting married is nothing more than a formality. Do I believe that everything changes after marriage? Nah. I believe that people can change. I think like after the kid, that's when people start changing because it starts being a lot more about the babies than your relationship. That's something you got to make sure you work on with your own. And this isn't me being a relationship expert or anything like that, because I got my own fucking problems. But I just know that in my heart of hearts, I'll do what I need to do to keep my shit in check. That's what I think a lot of guys aren't willing to do. You see, there is something that I learned about foreigners since I've lived in the Philippines and since I've been back home. A lot of them don't want to put in the work. They don't want to put in the work at all. They feel like if I get you out of your situation, you owe me for life. You need to act right. You need to be right. You need to do right. I ain't got to do nothing else. I put forth the effort and the energy and the money. Fuck everything else, yo. You got to handle that shit on your own. Trust me when I tell you, I know a lot of foreigners who have that mindset. I.e., they're not really willing to put in the work and know their girl and figure out when she's angry and all of that shit because they don't care. I at least have to know that my girl knows that I at least give a fuck about her feelings. Because some people will say, fuck your feelings. You feel me? I can't be that guy. I actually have a heart. It can get cold at times. It can get crisp, chilly than a motherfucker. Degrees below zero at times. But for the most part, I know that I got to put in work in my relationship. And I think that's what separates me from everybody else, because a lot of guys would be like, that's some simp shit she got to do for you. You shouldn't do for her. And this guy. And I get it. I understand where you're coming from. But you got to work at it, man. I believe a lot of guys aren't willing to work at it. And that's the problem. I knew from the beginning that this shit was going to be hard work. I knew from the beginning of my relationship, I was going to have to dedicate at least an hour out of my time every once a week to sit there and listen to some shit I don't give a fuck about. I knew I was going to have to do that. And I love her for it. And I'm joking when I say that, but there are times when I don't want to be on the phone because I've never been a talker. I hate talking. My girl knew that from the beginning. I'll text you all day long. People who know me in my personal life, like, yo, you don't answer phone calls, do you? But I'll text your ass back quick. That's just who I am as a human being. I hate talking on the phone. I hate it with a passion. If I'm on the phone with you for longer than 5 minutes, I get antsy and I kick your ass off, or I'll tell you I got something to do or make an excuse. But in my life, in my relationship, I know that at least once a week, an hour of my time is spent talking to her about whatever the fuck she wants to talk about. She gives me the updates on what's happening, whatever makes her feel better. And the conversation is always good. It's just that I hate doing it when I wish I could be doing something else. But I know I have to keep those lines of communication open. If I want this to work, okay, if I want this to work, I know the nonsense I'm going to have to put up with. And if you're not willing to do it, you should never be in a relationship. Just smash and dash, bro. If you're not willing to put in the work, just don't even worry about it. Because it's a headache, and then sometimes it's not worth it. You can't just expect your money to solve everything. You damn sure can expect it to keep her in place and not have her talk to other guys who are willing to listen to her talking shit. Because what y'all don't know, because Doc's one of those weird dudes, man. I told you, I am fucked up from the bottom of my heart. I got issues. But there's one thing that I do. I listen. I observe. I listen. And every single time I won't say every single time, not every single time, but the majority of the time, when you hear about women stepping out on their relationships and it's the girl that's cheating, what's the number one reason? Because the other dude fucking listened to her and talked to her and gave her some fucking attention. You mean to tell me that all I gotta do is just give you enough attention, smack you on your ass when you walk around the house and tell you how beautiful you are? That's all I gotta do? Smack you on the ass, cuddle with you, and do that nonsense? I could do that. That's light work, baby. That's all I gotta do to keep my girl's mind on me and not thinking about any of these other dudes and shit. That's light work, man. But it requires work, and nobody wants to work. Bro, I'm in my 30s and I figured this shit out. I figured that shit out in my 20s. But I got this game down to a science, gentlemen. A lot of people don't want to give your boy credit, man. They think I'm crazy as fuck, or they think that Doc just be talking out the side of his testicles like he don't know what he's talking about. But you got to understand, I spent a lot of time observing. All I do is peep game. All I do is listen. Girls be talking about my man don't listen to me. Oh, he doesn't care about my feelings. Girls are emotional. We're not. Okay? Most guys are not fucking emotional at all. We are emotionless. I am too. But I will sit there and listen to my young lady talk if I have to. If I have no fucking choice, I will weigh the alternatives. And if I got to, I will sit my ass right there and have that conversation with her. And I will do it with a smile on my face. I will answer, I will respond, I will be attentive, I will be an active listener for her. It ain't simp shit, man. It's just the shit you got to do to keep your relationship intact. Keep her mind where the fuck it's supposed to be. And on you. Your girl got to be thinking about you 24/7. When she's on her job, she's got to be thinking about bringing that check home to you. Like, my baby gonna love this. We're gonna do something with this. We are gonna do something with my check. Because when she starts thinking about what she is gonna be doing with her check, then you've lost. Oh shit, when I get my check, I'm going to buy me this. No. When we get your check, we are gonna buy this. You see the words. You see the words. That's wordplay, ladies and gentlemen. My pimp hand is strong pimping. Y'all don't know. But I do what I have to do to soften the blows. Feel me? But nobody listens to me. I'm just some young, dumb black dude who just knows nothing. And I'm willing to accept that. You don't have to listen to me. But I can guarantee you that I've been in a longer relationship than many of you have. I can guarantee you that I've been with my young lady longer than a lot of guys. Never mind. We're not going there. But that's for people who care about relationships. Nobody gives a shit, right? So I'm cool with that. He said y'all go into a third world country and expect a Filipina to work. No, not in the Philippines, but yeah. Most of them want to work anyways, man. Most of them applying to be nurses. It just depends on the mindset of the young lady that you have. You can't expect them all to be out there in the game. Most of them lazy as shit. If you get the right one, you'll get the right one. You know what I mean? But again, I'm delirious, bro. My man said I spend 2K a month, but you also need to save. If you have 2K a month, you need to save at least 500. That's doable. I know my numbers are small, very minuscule. Man, but you got people over here talking about $1,000 a month budget and stuff like that. Can it be done? I've made those videos too. It can be, but it does require you to scale back on your expenses a little bit. That's all. Seriously, I haven't heard of anyone paying alimony here. Maybe millionaires. Plus, the default custody is 50-50. A child support depends on your current earnings. Touche, my guy. I mean, bless you, and I think my man is in New Zealand, but bless you, my guy. He says, yeah, you said you grow complacent, you're done. Put in the work every day. My man, we on the same page, man. I don't mind putting in the work, man. Sometimes I got the time to put it in. I got the time to put it in, man. So it is what it is. Yo, 11 in the building, man. I appreciate y'all locking in with me today. I appreciate you guys getting the likes up, man. Make sure y'all caress, molest, and de-stress yourself all over that like button. And wants it, it needs it, most definitely has to have it. You guys want to support, please feel free to do so. But of course, I am happy and blessed you choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with your boy today. Now and then, topic of conversation. Foreigners, can you still get a Filipino even if you live in your mama's basement? Chances are the answer is yes. I don't think you need to lie about it. Most guys still think they have to lie about it. Chances are none of them will ever know your living situation in the United States anyways, unless you try to fake it or unless you bring them back and they realize you're living in a hole or down in the deep, dark dungeon. Scary. My man do not like Greg Adams, man. I don't watch Greg Adams, my guy. I don't watch that man at all. But if he's like any of the other dating coaches that I've seen, I'm good, man. I don't think you need a dating coach in the Philippines. I don't think that's necessary, my guy. Thailand girls are better looking, generally speaking. Better looking, yes, but can't talk to them very well, man. That's the only problem. Can't speak to them, can't talk to them. I think that's where the Philippines will trump a lot of women. They speak better English. I did meet a girl from Thailand that spoke pretty good English, but even then she still had a hard time keeping up with some things that I said. But you might say looks department for sure. You can have that. You can have that W. That's hit and miss. That depends on the person. But as far as speaking English, man, Filipinas will always win that battle. Philippines needs to open up already so I can say some of these ladies in distress. Hey, man, got a pocket full of sunshine. Believe that shit. I think a lot of foreigners got their pockets full of sunshine waiting to stimulate the economy a little bit, man. But it's all good. Eventually, ladies and gentlemen, the time will come. Figuratively and literally. I say that with honesty. Eventually, our time will come. Believe that shit. He said, how's the humidity in the Philippines? Boy, you sweat a lot, man. You sweat a lot. You sweat a lot. It is humid as hell. Your whole body just sweat. Your whole life story is fucked up when you come to the Philippines. Expect to sweat. Expect to sweat. That's all I'm gonna say, man. It's humid as hell there. Hot and humid. 100. He said, Coach Greg Adams is not talking about the Philippines. Yeah, I doubt he is either. He's one of the manosphere YouTubers who are smart enough to make money off desperate men to tell them how to date or not to date. Touche. Look, man, if you can make bank off of dudes who need dating advice, I mean, damn, you don't have no. See, the thing is, I think to myself, you mean to tell me you don't have no male figure in your life that you can go to talk to about relationship advice, and you got to go online to do that shit? Pause. Time out. Yo, stop the show. Shout out to my big brother O'Shea. Stop the show, my guy. You don't have one male figure in your life to talk to about women. Not one. Now, I know some guys didn't grow up with fathers. I was blessed enough to grow up with mine. I know my parents separated when I was young, but I always had a connection with my dad. I went to live with him in the Philippines, best 10 years of my life. I learned a lot. Even if I didn't have my dad, I had my older brother who also gave me valid dating advice. Me and my brother handle situations differently. My brother's really outspoken. He is who he is, man. I've always been a more reserved type, but I learned a lot from him, and he would never let me do anything stupid. But you mean to tell me that there's no positive male role model in your life at all that you can learn about talking to women or how to date and who you choose to date? You got to go pay somebody on YouTube to do that? Huh? Not one person in your life that is male could you talk to about women. I will never understand that. Not one. That's two. But not one. Not one person you can talk to? Come on, man. That seems a bit weird to me. There's not one person you could talk to. I don't understand that. I mean, like my man said, I don't think he's talking about the Philippines or anything like that. That's true. I get it. But see, here's the thing though. And this was always my biggest gripe. Y'all seen me rant on this shit before. But let me bring it back. Let me bring it back down. Let me bring it back to a historical video that the doc has been talking that he's put out a long time ago in reference to these talking points. So you have a lot of guys, most of them dating coaches and things like that, who are on YouTube, and they talk shit about guys who choose to date overseas or go abroad. I often ask them the exact same question. I ask them this question all the time. With the game and or dating advice that you're giving, do you personally believe that the game and the dating advice that you are giving transcends into all countries? Let me ask that. Do you believe that the game and the advice that you're giving translates into any country that a guy goes to? Because all this talking about, man, y'all just can't get women in the United States, man. This is the game right here, bro. I got you. Y'all just lame because y'all dating overseas. Take that same attitude. Try to snag you a bitch in the Philippines. Let's see how it works. Because I want you to prove it to me you got it like that, my guy. Prove it to me you got it like that. If you got the game and the change and all of the above to snag some chicks overseas and stuff talking that exact same shit, I have nothing to say to you. But if all your shit do is it's good for working for women in the West, you can't tell nobody about the reasons why they choose to date abroad if they're not interested in dating women in the West. That's always been my only value. That's the only critique I ever have for anybody. You talk all that shit about why a man shouldn't date overseas, but have you tried dating overseas? Have you been outside the country before? Do you have your passport? Can you show me using those exact same pickup lines, or if you're a PUA, or the same dating advice that you give somebody? Can you go out there and physically show me an example of you utilizing the things that you're telling me in there? Answer me that. Shout out to my man Steven, Steven, appreciate you, man. Late to the party. Love you, my brother. Thank you. And my man Steve. I love Steve. My man Steve. Y'all don't know Steve. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But Steve's been around since before the doc had 100 subscribers. Steve's been around for a long time. That's my guy. I love you, my brother. You know that. Email me sometime, man, because I don't never get to hear from you a lot. But Steve's been around, and Steve don't like me talking about this, but Steve's been very intricate in the Good Doc's growth for a long time. And I always told him, I don't care where I am in the world. If I see you show up, I'm going to tell everybody, that you've looked out for me since day one. Before, I mean, granted, I'm not huge at all, 5,000, but I'm talking about he's seen your boy when he was 100 or less. So my man Steve's been looking out for me for a long time, man. My man Pete's Fish and Chips, man. Too many 300-pound Americans like to play save the hoe. They do. He says, I know a lot of people who sweat, but I don't really sweat a lot in AC. That's a beautiful thing. I'd be up here sweating my ass off. I promise you that, bro. He says, these simps are funding the lifestyle of my man via Super Chats and PayPal. I want to watch the replay free of charge. Touche. Do you have to pay to watch this man tell people what to do? Is that like a Patreon thing or something? Is that a Patreon thing? I don't know, man. He said, Coach, telling simps to date college girls and pay them with... So... I'm confused. I guess that just comes from me not understanding the man. Yo, don't AMS, man. AM motherfucking S. I loved how he came on the scene, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Let me talk about AMS for a minute. I loved how he came on the scene because that man was coming through talking shit. Okay, he was different. I watched a couple of his videos. You know, like I said, I'll never say anything about him. But I do remember distinctly him having the same talking points about international dating. He said, but it's for simps, but the majority of the chicks he was with were not cute. That I concur with. That I can concur with. Now, I'm all for a guy getting themselves together in shape, going to the gym, valuing themselves, doing all that good shit. I'm all for that, bro. But here's the problem, my guy. Here's the problem. You see, all I ask is one question. All I ask is one question. You see, this is the one question that nobody will ever answer when it comes to these dating coaches. And I want you to lock in on this one because Doc is not waging war because I don't care. Their subscriber count is way bigger than mine. I'm just a little dude on this side of the town who's willing to stand his ground. But have you ever had any international pussy? That's the only question I asked them. And no, I'm not talking about some girl that you met in the United States who's Latina or Filipina. No. Have you ever been to another country and got you some international ass? You talk a lot of shit about brothers who internationally date, but have you gotten any international pussy yourself? Nobody wants to answer that question. And even if they did, I promise you they would not have the same talking points if they did. It's impossible. It is impossible for me to believe that these guys would have the exact same fucking talking point if they got them some international booty. And I'm just being real. Ladies, don't take this as a sign of disrespect. We love you. We love you. We truly do. Don't. I'm not trying to say this as a sign of disrespect. I just want to ask the question, have you gotten some international ass? If you have, you will not be having those talking points. Oh, you go overseas, man, because y'all can't date women in the West, or y'all just pussies, y'all just simps, y'all just scared. You know, man, I could bag me a different woman every day, man. What are you talking about? And then what did I tell them? What did I say? Nobody listens to me because I'm small, right? And that's okay. But what did I say? I said, man, I love you. We are brothers. You will always be my brother until the day that we die. I don't know you personally, but I fuck with you. Because you stand your ground and you stand for what you stand by the shit that you say. But you know what I tell you? You keep that pussy. Pardon my language. But you keep that shit. I don't want it. Why would you get mad at me? Why would you get mad at me for dating abroad when all the women that you want are right here? Basically, I have eliminated myself from the competition. I have basically squid gamed myself out of the game. I'm over here overseas dealing with other women with other values and other shit that they care about. You can have all the Western pussy that you want to, my guy. The sky's the limit. The store, everything is open for you. I don't want it. I don't want to be your competition. This has nothing to do with competitive advantage. I don't want that. You keep that shit for yourself. But why would you get mad at me when I'm eliminating myself from the competition in the game in which you're playing? You want the Western pussy? You keep the Western pussy. I'm going overseas where I can have my fun, my peace, and my tranquility. You can keep that. I will never fight you for it. I don't want to have to compete with you. I should never have to compete with you. I ain't in competition with nobody but myself anyways, but I'm telling you the truth. I don't care what you do with you and yours. All right? I don't care. Keep that. You keep that same energy, but you keep it over there. All right? I'm gonna go overseas to the Philippines where I enjoy myself, where I got my young lady, where we live our best life. And a lot of guys go over there and deal with women who we don't have to put up with a lot of bullshit. Because you know what's funny? They talk all this stuff about the women that they date, but do you hear what they say that guys have to do in order to get those women? You got to be hard on them. You know what I'm saying? Got to tell these bitches they ain't shit. I mean, and I'm just throwing some shit out loud. That's just examples. But if I had that same energy, my guy, let me ask you this. If I had that same energy with women in the Philippines, I don't think that shit gonna work for me. I don't think that'll work for me. The same shit that you're trying to, there's some things that you say that can translate. I will never take that away. There are some things that these guys say that can translate to international women. But for the most part, some of the shit that they say works for women in the West. That shit don't work for women in the East. If you tell me that I have to be an asshole to a Filipina in order for them to pay me any attention, I can tell you right now, sometimes that may not work. They're just going to look at me as if I'm just an asshole, right? They're going to look at me as if, yo, this dude's being a dick for no reason at all. You know, and that, like I said, that's just a quick example, guys. But in general, man, I just feel as though the same energy that they require you to keep in the United States when dealing with Western women, that stuff don't translate very well to us in the Philippines or us in Japan or us in Korea, because we're dealing with different cultures, we're dealing with different women, which requires differing approaches. But I digress, man, because y'all can talk all the shit you want to. Y'all go do that while I'm over there getting mines. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I'm not pressed by it. I just have to have that talking point because I just feel like, why are you so worried about what I do with my shit? Pardon me. Let me be a little bit more blunt. Why are you so worried about what I do with my dick, bro? Why are you so worried about what I do with my dick? Who I'm fucking? Why does that matter to you? Why does that matter to you? You feel me? I'm like, bro, that shit don't matter. You say, what is the common saying? Those that mind don't matter, and those that matter don't mind. Some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel, man. These people out here bugging the fuck out. Like I give a fuck about what you gotta say. If I'm knee deep in some ass, I don't think that I have time to check my phone to see what you have to say. Oh man, yo, you gotta treat these bitches like they ain't shit. Yo, you gotta treat the bitches like they ain't shit. Huh? They like that mental warfare, man. That's some toxic shit, bro. That shit don't always work. I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm just saying that shit don't always work, man. Take it from somebody who knows. I've been a complete asshole, and I mean all the way. And it wasn't to get a girl's attention. I got mad because she did something I didn't like. And I promise you, she did not give me any more attention after that. Because she was really in her feelings. She was mad because I called her out her name. Yeah, I called her bitch because I was mad. I was younger too, and I admit that wasn't the best way to handle the situation. But I called her a bitch one time. She never spoke to me again. Never said a word to me again. She stood by her morals. How dare you call me out my name? Fuck you. We're done. The end of story. You know? And again, like I said, I was young and dumb, but there are certain ways you handle business, bro. And sometimes I feel like that you got to be negative and toxic to women. I don't think that shit work, man. He says, I was late to the party buying Bitcoin, bought at the top. Touche, my friend. I think buying at the top was a little risky, but if you make a little money off of it, good for you. Hopefully it hits 100K. Hopefully all the other cryptos in the market follow the trend of Bitcoin as this rises and everything else rises, and I'm game. He says, hey, we do not have the coach. He doesn't really beg or use any tricks. Please pay him because they like what he said, what he has to say. I wouldn't hate him for that. He looks like an honest guy to me. Oh, like I said, I don't know the man personally, and I understand people are going to have their feelings about people. Like I said, man, I think people, see, here's the thing, though. If people are willingly given the money, hey man, it is what it is, man. You have every right. See, here's the thing though. As a content creator, this is the realness. If you willingly support your favorite YouTuber, like my people do here every now and again. Much love to everybody who's some stupid chatting me tonight. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Yo, 15 in the building. Make sure you get the likes up. That's what I really ask. If you support your favorite YouTuber, you should do that because you want to. If your favorite YouTuber feels like they make you feel guilty in any capacity for not supporting them or whatever, that's kind of toxic. If they make you feel like you have to do it. Now, I've only done that one time in my whole entire life, and I remember distinctly when that was. I was going on a rant about Filipino YouTubers and how you guys will sit there and drop 20, 30, $50 super chats on these bitches, and they don't talk about nothing half the time. They just sit there and look pretty, but y'all go give them 5, y'all go give them 10. Doc be over here busting his ass. I mean, day in and day out, video content, trying to provide some quality. Doc be over here busting his ass, talking from bell to bell. From the time that I'm on here to the time that I end, Doc be putting in that serious work. Sometimes you get some gems out of it, sometimes you don't. But I get nothing for it from sometimes, right? That was my only gripe. I remember that live stream, and that was the only time I ever was like in my feelings and shit. I was like, yo, how these girls be over here? And it wasn't me mad at the audience. It was me talking about how these Filipinos will sit here, Filipino vloggers sit there for about 5 seconds. They just come on $5, $10, $30. Here's a super chat. Here's a super chat. I'm thinking to myself, they get this in the first 10 minutes. I could do an hour live show and get shit. Talking my ass off, trying to drop these gems and get nothing for it. I'd be like, well, damn. And I did. I felt the way. Again, it wasn't directed at the audience, but that was the only time I was ever in my feelings. That's what I'm saying. So if somebody makes you feel like you have to do something, I kind of feel like you gotta handle or at least deal with things differently, you know? That's all. Like I said, the gripes that you have with those guys, hey, to each their own. I haven't listened to any of them. My man says, so true. They won't put up a person being an asshole to them. Plus, there's no reason to. My man said, monkey double backflips. Boy, I'm putting some work, bro. Should be hurt my feelings, man. I do. He says, why would they want dudes to date overseas? They would lose their market. That's true. But still, they want to have the argument about guys dating overseas, but honestly, I just don't believe that they've gotten any international punan to tell somebody otherwise. If your dating advice can transcend, and I'm just using it as an example again, not pointing out any fingers at anybody, but if your dating advice transcends international borders, then you got a market still, right? Think about it. If your dating advice can work with women in different countries, guess what? Now you've vastly opened your market. Now you got people in this place and people in that place that could really fuck with you. What did nobody say to me? Nobody said what to me. Nobody said what to me. What did I say somebody said to me that nobody said to me? My man said, oh boy, shit don't work overseas. If you follow that blueprint or any of those people, it's cool. You said you can have them all. I'll just be catching flights. That's all I'm trying to say, man. That's all I'm trying to say, guys. That's all I'm trying to say. I just don't believe that some of the shit that they say transcends into the Philippines. At least that's a place that I've been long enough to be able to say, you know what? I don't think that should work if I tried it over here. You know, I just don't believe that should have worked there. In the United States, 100%, it probably does work. But trying to take that shit into international waters is going to sink you. You're going to drown. And you're going to be mad because you're not going to be drowning in punan. You're just going to drown. Period. Nobody's going to care about that. And you got to understand, you can't talk to Filipino women the same way you talk to American women. Your punchlines are not going to work in the Philippines like they would in the United States. In the Philippines, you've got to be corny. Filipinas love corny punchlines. If I could arrange the alphabet, I'd put you and I together. The cornier, the better, man. Y'all think I'm joking. But the stuff they tell you, man, sometimes I don't feel like that would transcend very well. That's all. But Chosen One said that nobody said something to me. I want to know what I said that nobody said to me. He says, Doc, just find a Filipina to be the face of your channel while you write her scripts. Yeah, I wish I could do that. I wish I could. Shit. Don't get me started, man. I've been thinking about that for a long time, guys. Not necessarily putting them on my channel, but creating a channel for them to do on their own. And it's not going to be my girl either. It's got to be somebody else. It'll never be my girl. It's going to be somebody that's not even associated with me. If I ever did do that, you will never know that I'm curating behind the scenes. I've told you guys time and time again, there was one young lady. There was one that I begged. I begged her. I had never begged a day in my damn life, y'all. I ain't never begged so hard in my life. I said, babe, let me do this for you. She was camera shy. She didn't want to be on the camera. I begged. I said, yo, I'll take care of everything. I'll shoot it. I'll edit it, write the scripts for you. I have everything that you need. You're good to go. Don't worry about it. I got you. I'll do everything. All you got to do is look good and read this shit back. Because she had the features that I promise you will grow a channel to 100,000. Easy. Because you know I got scripts for days. I can talk shit for days. And I don't mind talking about it from a Filipina standpoint. Have her give me some cues, things that she thinks about. Man, I could type up a... Oh my God. SML, that's exactly what it would have been. Y'all remember my channel idea from a long time ago, right? I know I told a lot of my audience this, but y'all may not remember it. But I had a YouTube channel idea for teabags and t-shirts. It was just going to be women in thongs and white tees that you pour water on. I had a whole channel idea about it. And then I said, nah, I couldn't do that. I said that will take away from the integrity, at least what little integrity I still have left for my channel and with my channel. I thought about it, man. I was all in, man. T-shirts and teabags, bro. And I mean bags, like your bag, B-A-C-K, not B-A-G, B-A-C-K, teabags. Y'all know thongs and shit. Bro, it was going to be awesome. I had willing participants, man. I was ready to go. And then I told myself, man, I can't do that, bro. I said, I got to keep whatever integrity I still have left. It's not much because I talk a lot of shit. But again, I was ready for it. Y'all don't know, man. I until this day, I shit you not. Until this day, I have written scripts. I got these in the pocket, man. So don't ever think that it will never come out. But I got written scripts that I have for any woman that I could find to be the face of a channel that I can curate. I've got at least 10 scripts already written. So 10 videos already ready to go. I can have her knock those 10 out in a day, edit them down over the week, and that's at least content for at least 2 months. So as we start to figure out how this thing works, what kind of things she wants to do, what kind of things she don't want to do, we already got content rolling. And if you ask me, my man says, oh, girl, be reading from a script. I know that. I tell everybody that. I don't really care, though, because it's working for her, and it works, all right? It definitely works. So kudos to her. Like I said, no, and I talk a lot of shit about Filipino vloggers because I be in my feelings and I'm hurt and I'm sad and I'm shamed. But I got nothing but respect for him, man. Y'all know me, man. It is what it is. It is what it is, Pimp Juice. Like I said, man, if you can curate it, I'm in, man. I know exactly what to do. I've been working on this for a long time. All you gotta do is look good, love, and I promise you, we'll sell some shit. You said dating overseas isn't for everyone. Most of us have only 2-week vacation per year. Hard to date overseas with that. Plus, it costs money to fly and get lodging for most of us, unless you are retired. That's true. But I just don't think, well, and it's okay. If dating overseas is not for you, it's perfectly fine. But I don't like the way people be shitting on other people for doing it. That's my only gripe. You talk a lot of shit about people who choose to date overseas. Really, bitch? Come on, bro. Why you gonna do me like that? Why you gonna do me like that? My feelings is hurt, right? Talk about we pussies or we're simps and we can't get women in the United States. That's it. That's my only gripe. If you didn't talk about men who date overseas, I wouldn't feel away. I know my reason for dating overseas is probably different than a lot of other guys because that's kind of where I grew up. But I don't feel like it's right to shit on somebody for dating overseas if they no longer feel or desire to deal with women in that home country. That's all. I just don't think it's fair. And so if you're gonna come hard or come for the jugular at somebody else, why would you not think that if I had to, I wouldn't do the same? That's all. But yeah, I understand a lot of people don't have it. A lot of people don't have the time or the effort or the energy. And if that's the case, stay where you at. I'm cool with that. I respect you. I respect you a lot more because of that. But let me tell you this. You have no right to shit on somebody else for doing it because you don't want to do it, or you've never done it, or you may never do it. How can you talk about something you've never experienced? A lot of guys can talk about their experiences dealing with Western women because they dated Western women. I can have that legit conversation with you. I can tell you, yo, I dated women in the West. I've dated women in the East. I can honestly tell you from my perspective that dating women in the East seems to be a little bit better than dating women in the West. I can have that talking point because I've seen it from two perspectives. If you're one of these coaches preaching a narrative, that's cool. But I don't think that you can shit on anybody who moves abroad or lives abroad or dates abroad or deals with women abroad unless you've done it yourself. I'm not saying that you got to move overseas or something, but yo, give yourself a vacation and see how it pops off. It's all good. He says, off topic, but I was on Social Blaze. Their YouTube channels making money just reviewing movies. If you had to create random channel, what would it be? Movie reviews. I wanted to do Squid Game so bad. I actually wanted to review the Squid Game show so bad. I mean, the TV series really, really, really bad. But I just never got around to it. I lied. I made the video. I didn't like the video because I tried to do it without having spoilers in there. But yeah. If I had to create my own random YouTube channel, I know what I would do, but it sounds weird. I would go around reviewing bathrooms because nobody does that. My greatest idea ever was the Great Bathroom Reviews. I think I may have posted them. Maybe I never did. But I review bathrooms. I go inside public bathrooms and I give you my review. I rate them from 1 to 10. That was the best idea I ever had that I never did. Going into international bathrooms and rating them. But I was doing that when I was in the Philippines, mind you. I would go around and rate the bathrooms because we talk about cleanliness in the Philippines. We talk about how dirty public bathrooms are. I went to paid toilets. I went to regular toilets. I went to toilets in government offices. I went to toilets inside of restaurants and I reviewed them. It was the dumbest thing ever, but it was pure genius. The Great Bathroom Reviews. I still have I think I deleted those videos. Oh yeah, man. Doc would be the biggest YouTube pimp on God's green earth. Trust me when I tell you. Oh, believe me, man. It's business, never personal, love. Girl, talk. She's gonna be like, Daddy. We said we done already filmed 10 videos today. Bitch, you got one more in you. Let's go. That would be me, honestly. Like, bitch, we got one more to do. Let's go. She's like, but Daddy, I'm tired. One more. Stop asking. Like I said, when I got the scripts and everything ready and my mind is set, yo, we got to lock this out right now. I said, bitch, you do it now? I said, you don't have to worry about recording another video for a long time. You know that? She's like, okay. I said, yeah. My bad, y'all. My internet acting up. I'm gonna be the Filipina Argentina. Yes, sir. It's gonna get gangbusters. Shit. You know the game, man. Drew, I checked your shit out, my guy. I just haven't had a chance to get to it, man. I've been busy with work. He said, please understand the hate. If my 50-year-old friends show up to my house with a 20-year-old cute slim girl under his arm, I would feel like cutting his throat. I probably would too. This motherfucker trying to show off in front of me. I think I'd feel disrespected too. How dare you bring this bitch to my house? Yo, both of y'all can go to hell and go home. Yeah, I know. It's a man thing. It's like this. If you see a guy with this young, beautiful girl under his arm, and then you look over in your bed and you realize what you have to lay next to, and you start to realize this some bullshit, that's a problem for sure. Big problem. Anyways, guys, man, that's 13 in the building, man. I appreciate y'all locking in. Drop a like, I'd appreciate it. I know we've been off the rails a little bit tonight, but I wanted to have some fun, ladies and gentlemen. That's just pretty much all we do over here, man. We have fun. For anybody who just locked in, for anybody who's been here with me since day one, for anybody who's just finding the channel now or recently, if you're in the background, you don't want to speak, I encourage you to speak, so at least I can tell you hello and I can share in my thank you for you guys locking in with me. I appreciate all of you guys who choose to come through and spend some time with the boy. Y'all got better things in your lives that you could be doing, but yet and still, you listen to me pop off and talk my nonsense. I could never thank you enough. Okay. Understand, man, I'm humbled in this shit. I talk a lot of shit. I know. Some people hate me. Some people like, just let the boy live. Some people be like, this motherfucker the truth. But I tell you what I believe to be accurate from my own personal perspective. If you want to follow another perspective, my guy or lady, please do so. I know that I am not palatable, but I'm real. I may not be palatable, but I'll be real with y'all 100% of the time. Because I have no choice. I can't lie to you, because if somebody comes to me and they be like, yo, Doc be talking that big cap. For all my people who don't understand, I'd be over here lying a lot or having big lies on this channel because I can fact check him on it. That takes away from my credibility as a content creator, talking about something that I am not an expert in, but something that I have a vast array of knowledge of, you know? So I try my best to at least keep it as 100 as I possibly can, because I owe it to you. All right? And don't think for one second I'm not humbled. I only talk my shit when I feel I have to. Okay? So it ain't never anything that you gotta take personal. But if somebody really did want the smoke, you know, I gotta give it to them. That's just like that's the way it's supposed to be. Right? They can't bitch you out on your own channel. But yeah, man, that's life. We're good. My man Reggie Coleman, man, brother, it's been a while, bro. It's been a while, my guy. I was about to check up on you, man. I was literally about to send you an email the other day, because I hadn't heard from you in a while, or at least seen you in the chat. I was sure as hell about to email you, but I appreciate you locking in, man. I hope everything's well, you know, especially with all this health stuff going around, man. I'm like, nah, man, my brother ain't holler at me in a minute, because you usually send your boy an email at least once. But I'm glad to hear from you, man, because I was about to be like, yo, I gotta go through the decks and see who ain't been around in a while, make sure everything good, you know. But yeah. A lot of people don't know, man. I'll reach out to your ass behind the scenes, man. I'll just check up on you. Some people can vouch for that. A couple people will tell you, Doc just reached out to me and sent a random email just to see how I was doing. So it's not as if I think that I'm bigger than anybody with this small ass channel of mine, man. I'm good. I'm humbled and I'm happy to have who I have around me. Whether you love me or hate me, as long as you feel something, I'm doing my job. The other day, somebody was like, why you be clickbaiting, man? With your thumbnails, why you be clickbaiting? I said, that's not clickbait, bro. I said, if you talk to your Filipina like that in her language, I promise you, that look right there will be the look that she gave you, that she will give you. There is something about looking at you like you're a fucking superstar in their eyes. Will it work on Western women? No. Will it work on Westernized Filipinas? No. But I promise you, you talk to the right one, the local girls, they love it, boy. They panties get wet as hell when you be talking in their language, especially when you be flirting with them in their language. That's where it started to get real interesting. Telling a bitch, you know, maganda ka. Bitches love that shit. Tell them how beautiful they is, or guapa ka, some shit like that. I will fumble the bag on that language 100% of the time. I be fucking up words. But them girls be just letting me do it. I be fucking up some shit, bro. I be fucking some words up. I'd be over here talking about, yeah, boo. You know I love you. She'd be like, oh, you're so balero, you're so bullshit. I'd be like, walang sino laling. Walang sino laling. That don't make no sense. But basically, that was me saying, no, I'm not lying. Walang sino naling. Because sino naling is like you're lying. Like, you're so balero, you're so bullshit, you're so BS, right? But I used to say walang sino naling, and that makes no sense at all. Like, if you understand the Philippine language, anybody at the sound of my voice who understands any version of Filipino in any capacity knows that makes no sense at all. But these girls used to let me get away with it. And I don't think it was because I was charming and good looking. Could have been, but you know, I think that learning the language was just a thing that really does play to your benefit. But naysayers will say, you're lying to yourself. That shit don't work. They don't like that. They just want your money. They just want your wallet. They just want the. I never said that shit doesn't contribute, but I promise you, you can definitely get in where you fit in with the good ones or the bad ones if you like them a little naughty. By playing around with that language a little bit, bro. Told you, man, I fuck some shit up. I be fucking some shit up. My man says, are you back in the Philippines? Are you still in North Carolina? Still in the great state of North Kakalaki, man. I'm not making any moves to the Philippines quite yet. I'm still broke, man. Gotta get this money. I gotta holla for the squala. My man says, when we headed back to the Philippines, man, it's time to call in all of our favorites to let us in. Yo, I used to have a direct line to the mayor of Davao City until he became the president. Then he became the president, and my man ain't got time for me no more, man. Back when old Mayor Rodrigo Duterte was the mayor of Davao City, I used to have the plug, man. It was easy to talk to him, bro. Like, I used to go down to City Hall. I tell you, y'all think I'm fucking around with y'all. I went down to City Hall, and you can schedule a meeting with him. And they see foreigners, man. That's the crazy thing. They see foreigners. Even his daughter, Mayor Inday Sara, even his daughter, man, they will see foreigners. You got to schedule an appointment like everybody else. But if you just need a minute of their time, usually they would have meetings in like these really discreet places. Like, you wouldn't know that they were there, you know, for security reasons. They will tell you where to show up at, search you and frisk you, make sure that you ain't packing. And that was it. But I'm telling you, man, once my mayor became the president of the Philippines, man, I done lost all contact, man. My man done changed his number on me and everything, bro. I'm like, come on, press. How you gonna do the man like that? How you gonna do that man like that? How you gonna do me like that? But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think I could call any favors, yo. I met Manny Pacquiao. Never. No, I didn't. I ain't never met that man. Anyways, I would have loved to go to Jensen and get some fresh tunas, get some Kenny Lau. That sounds dope. I wish I could call in a favor, guys, but Doc just ain't got the plug or the heart to the city anymore, man. I'm out this bitch. We out here. We out here in the wrong places. But yeah, it's okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, man, if you got anything else you want to ask before we leave, please, pretty please, get to it while I shout out all these names of people who showed up. All right, so big love to my man JX. What's good with you, Reggie Coleman? Always good to see you, my brother. My man SML, big brother Drew. I see you, man, and I got your information. Just I gotta process that shit because I got a lot of other shit I got going on. My man Pete, I like fish and chips. My man Philly boy, my man Stephen Boone. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the support too, man. My man Mr. Snarbush. I love the name. I just don't know what it means, my guy. Hope I'm not saying anything inappropriate to somebody. Appreciate you coming through, man. If I miss your name, leave it down at the bottom. My man Steve, always love my brother. Always love. He said, what's good? 500 pesos. Check the rates. Yeah, we back to 50 now? Are we back to 50 to the dollar? Stop playing. Oh my God, it's about time to cash out. Chosen one, man. I don't know what you were talking about. I lied for, but okay. Appreciate you coming through. My man, Mr. B. Appreciate you being here. My man, Trump 1. Where is Trump 2, 3, 4, and 5, my guy? Appreciate you being here. CJ, always love. My man, Fuchsius 81. Much love to you, my guy. Shout out to all my Shiba Inu Diamond hand holders, man. We about to see some shit happen, and I'm ready for it. I am so ready for it. Cherry, love, thank you for joining us. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the family. Larnie, how you doing, baby? I know I caught you earlier, but I'm just calling you now. Mr. Alan Martin himself. Martin Allen. Appreciate you coming through, my guy. JD, always love, man. My man Benjamin, John, Thomas, appreciate you guys coming through. My man LS Dub, appreciate you being here. My man David Webb was here earlier. My brother Earl Owens from all the way from Tacoma, Washington. My brother, thank you for showing up and showing out. I hope that you guys appreciated the effort and energy I put into this bitch. I really do. I try my best to deliver every single time I come on, but this shit take a lot out of you, man. I just realized it, man. I can't do them streams like I used to, man. The thing is, I don't believe in dead air. So I usually talk from the time that I start to the time that I finish to prevent having those moments where there's nothing being said. I don't like that. But I appreciate the love. I appreciate the energy. For any of you guys in the background, thank you for being here. Some people just show up and say nothing. You know what? You're still a part of the audience, and I think that you still deserve your shout out. I love you regardless. A lot of people will say they love you, but I mean it. My channel, my existence, my growth will not happen without you. All right? This shit will not happen without you. You feel me? So, y'all make sure you stay locked in. Yo, man, if you in NC, bro, yo, hit me up, man. Shit. Don't hit me up in IG because my IG is not linked to my phone anymore. Fuck. I'll text you my number. Or you don't even have my email. Maybe you have my email. I'll text you my number. If you're in NC, tell me where you're gonna be at, and if you're not far from me and I got that time off, man, I'll come holler at you. Shout out to my man James Thomas, man, and thank you, my man SML. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed the show. It's great. Man, my first ever book. My man says, I meant to tell you about that book, Mike's the P.I.'s Quick Guide for First Time. Oh, the Quick Guide for First Timers to the Philippines. I do wonder if that book has stood the test of time, man. I kind of feel like that book came out a while ago, and I wonder if the concepts still hold until today. I'm not sure, but thank you. That's been one of my instant classics for sure. But I still think the Mike the P.I.'s Quick Guide for foreigners trying to get with Philip. I forgot what that book is called. Oh, The Prescription. That's what it's called. I'm sorry, I forgot my own content. The Prescription for foreigners looking to get with Filipinas. That's one of my favorites. And the Bootyloo Chronicles, man. Nothing beats the Chronicle, man. That book right there will live on forever. I need to put that book out there again, man. I'm gonna try to sell that bitch out. I got some copies, man. Some physical copies. I might go hustle them bitches. Because the Quick Guide is an instant classic for sure. All right. But yeah, man, if you're coming to NC Charles, man, reach out to me, my brother. I'll catch you for sure. I'll find a way. I know one of my other boys is coming to NC too for a while. I think he's going to be in the Charlotte area, man. So I'm going to have to trek all the way up to Charlotte. It's like 3 hours, man. It's a lot. Oh, the disrespect. Holla at my boy. But yeah, to my audience in the background, man, thank you guys. This doesn't exist without you. My engines and all of that shit, the growth, whatever it may be, who knows what this is going to be? Who knows? I'm just here for the ride, man. I'm here to have fun. If you guys are here for the fun and you guys are here for the ride, continue. Because as long as I can keep cranking these bitches out, I'm going to give it to you. Live stream, video stream, and all that in between. All right? If you're not on my Patreon, I got good shit over there too, yo. I got well over 100 videos that are not YouTube visible. And that's on both of them. Check the link in the description area below. Whichever one seems to tickle your pickle, either one will provide you some very, very intriguing alternative content that I do not post on YouTube for specific reasons. If you need to know those reasons, I think you know those reasons. All right. So check me out on Patreon if you're not already on there. Love you guys. Appreciate the time, the effort, and the energy. But like every good thing the good doc does, it definitely has to come to an end. So with that being said, the good doc is officially out. At least nako paalam, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Mahal kita. Bye-bye. Peace.